So Subaru's coming at us with another new STi model. At this point, I'm kind of getting a little confused with all the special editions, but this one's pretty extra special, I guess you could say. The STi S209 for 2020. This will mark the first S-Line model that Subaru will be bringing to the United States, and it's going to be limited production, so there will be only 209, imagine that, vehicles or STIs built. So if you want to get your hands on one, it'll probably be pretty difficult. Also, that price tag is not too light. So just to go over some general stuff first, they bumped the horsepower to 341 horsepower and 330 pound-feet of torque. It'll also have a more aggressive look with wider fender flares, front canards, and then that massive rear wing that we all love. The chassis is going to have some strut bracing, so a flexible front strut bar and some other stiffeners to help with handling. And then it's going to come with massive 19.9 forged BBS wheels wrapped in Dunlop tires that Dunlop produced specifically for this model, which we get into a little bit later exactly what they are. But that's pretty cool that Dunlop actually produced a tire just for this car. There's going to be Brembo brakes all around with high friction pads. And the car will be available in two colors. There's a World Rally Blue Pearl, which I guess is a little bit different than the typical World Rally Blue. That one will come with gray wheels, and then there will also be the Crystal White Pearl that comes with the gold wheels, the iconic gold wheels. I think if I had the means to get this car, I'd have to go that route. Gotta have the gold wheels, man. So all of this comes together in a nice package for you, the S209 model, starting at a hefty price of $63,995. So getting into the body of this car, it's carrying on the tradition. They kind of wanted to form this car around the tradition of the previous models, starting in like early 2000s. I think 2000 with the S201 model all the way through the S208. And it also draws a little bit on the Nürburgring challenge race car that Subaru had, so you'll see some styling similarities within that as well. The car itself is 1.7 inches wider, so those larger fender flares are going to give you that there. And the larger 19.9 inch BBS wheels I was talking about with those exclusive Dunlop tires. I'll have to get my phone out here to tell you what they are. Specifically, the model, they are Dunlop. They're 265/35 19s, and they are SP Sport Max GT 600A. So whatever that means, they're special, they're exclusive, they're just for this car. Dunlop came through, they built those tires, or they produced those tires just for this car. No idea what is so special about them, but I'm sure they're sticky, I'm sure they help with grip, and I'm sure the overall performance with those tires will be a lot better. On the front of the car, you're gonna have some vents that improve engine cooling, and then on the rear of the car, there are some other vents that help reduce drag. Those Brembos that I was talking about all around, 6 piston in the front, 2 piston in the rear, and they are going to be cross-drilled rotors. So not only will you look cool, but you'll be able to perform while doing it. That was a stupid, cheesy line. I have no idea why I just said that. As far as the other exterior body styling, you're gonna have a front splitter, some side splitters, some rear splitters, and then canards. Also, the roof is carbon fiber, kind of like the STi Type RA. Not kind of like it, it's gonna be exactly like it. It's a carbon fiber roof. So that'll reduce a little bit of weight up top. As for the suspension, in addition to what I was saying before, you're gonna have Bilstein dampers, springs, there's gonna be a rear strut bar, and then there's a front strut tower bars that goes over the engine. So they've kind of given it a lot of suspension tweaks to help with handling performance, stiffening the chassis and letting you rip those corners, kind of like this roundabout we got coming up, yo. We got this work van in front of us, so we aren't gonna be able to rip it too hard. I don't know if you guys can hear this car. It might be too quiet for this mic to pick up. As for the engine, everybody's favorite part, favorite information. Oh, we got 341 horsepower, 330 pound-feet of torque. And all of that is mated with the standard 6-speed transmission. They put some tweaks on the driver-controlled center diff. I don't know everything about it, but I think it's very, very similar. You still have intelligent mode, sport sharp. But in addition to those tweaks, they have a new intake duct with also a conical air filter. So kind of like your K&N or your Cobb air filters, it's going to come stock with one of those. And then there's also a silicone turbo inlet. And then kind of a throwback to the earlier generations, they also have a water sprayer with a water spray paddle on the steering wheel. So that's kind of cool. Won't really do much when you're just driving around the street, as most people who purchase this car probably would be doing. Then with all that extra power, you're gonna need more gas, so a high flow fuel pump with larger injectors is also included. And then they are putting on performance exhaust. It's a high flow exhaust, high flow mufflers, I should say, with larger stainless steel tips. Give you a little bit more aggressive look there on the booty. For the interior of the car, of course, they're going to badge it up with the S209 markings everywhere. You've got it on the seats, you've got it on the passenger side dashboard. You have it in the center console where they're marking it with the serial number and the number of the car that you have, so 209, whichever number you have there. And then what I actually like is they're kind of bringing it back where they used to put the STI logo on the wheel. Instead of the stars, they're putting the STI logo on the steering wheel. Also for the interior, there's some other subtle touches. The ultra suede on the steering wheel. It's a D-shaped steering wheel, same thing that's in the existing model. And then the ultra suede is going to come over to the center console lid as well, in addition to the seats and everything else. I'm sure the side bolster or the side door sills are gonna have it too. And that's pretty much it. That's a rough overview of everything that's coming on the car. I just kind of wanted to get it out there, consolidate it for you guys. Not gonna go over every single detail because I obviously don't have the car in front of me, so it's not as fun. But once one actually lands here, I'll go out, check it out. Pretty friendly with a lot of the dealers around here, so whichever one gets one first, I'll stop in. They'll let me give you a little walk around, talk around maybe. If it's not, it's gonna be sitting inside, so that might be a little bit awkward, but we'll see what happens. But overall, the type of person that's gonna buy this car, should you buy the 2020 STi S209? Well, first of all, it costs basically $64,000. It's hard not to laugh at that. It's just so expensive. And I mean, yes, they did add a lot of stuff to it. I don't know what all of the pieces, parts, tweaks actually add up to, what it equates to in real life. But a lot of this price is based on the heritage of the car itself and the tradition that that S model brings. I'd say that the majority of the people purchasing this car are collectors or people that are just loaded and they want to have this car to say that they have it. Because in perspective, you could get a C8 Corvette with a ton more horsepower and performance than this car. But again, that's not why you're buying this car. So, obviously being a Subaru fanboy, if I had the means to get this car, I would. But that's not gonna happen in the near future. Subaru's not gonna have any problem selling these cars. The people that want the car are gonna get the car. There's only 209 models sold. Probably a bunch of those are already gonna be picked up and called for before they even hit the lot. I don't know if they're gonna be doing the home delivery, which I always think is awesome, where they drop the car off the truck into your driveway. Oh, I would love to have that for my next car. Again, getting on a little tangent here, boys. Picking up some groceries and making this video on my way there. Do the Kroger click list. You just do the little app, plug in your groceries, go pick it up. Can't be beat. So I think that's about it. Other than that, let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do you think about this new model? If you had the means to buy it, would you buy it? What would you buy instead with the money if you weren't going to get it? And any other comments you want to do to rip me on this video, like everybody always does, because there's always haters. And literally, guys, it's not me. I'm just here making the video about the car. I didn't make the car. So I think it's funny when people like get mad at me or like say I'm an idiot or this or that. So, but I don't care because obviously I'm still making the video. So anyway, let's get a little pull here for the end of the video and we are done. There's a lot of deer around here, hopefully. it's like 50 degrees. I love good boost weather. I also drive a 99 Mazda Miata, so an NB. And I've been driving that thing all summer. I kind of forget how much faster this car is than that. And this car isn't even that fast compared to a lot of things out there. But